see a tour of this property's garden, you can check out my last video. So as soon as you walk in to the right of the entrance, you see this dining table and the kitchen area. This house is massive. Just this area has 3 sinks, 2 refrigerators, 2 dishwashers, and 2 kitchen islands, not to mention the 2 dining tables. The first one you saw as soon as we walked in, and then this longer one that almost looks like 2 dining tables put together. Then to the left of that area, we have a cozy living room with a really comfy couch and a piano. Very fancy. We actually ended up not using these dining tables inside much. We much prefer to eat outside on the patio. And then to the left of the kitchen, we have a little pantry area with all of the essential appliances. And here you can see the second refrigerator, and to the back, the 3rd sink, and a washer and dryer. And then through this wide door is the garage, a 3rd refrigerator at the back, and the recycling area, which Washington does not mess around with recycling. There were like 8 different recycling bins. And then this is to the left of the main entrance, and this is an office. Look how nice this office is. I would love to have this type of office. It has a game collection, a couch, a fireplace, a telescope, and then this really cool desk. What you see on the desk, I think it's to build puzzles on. So that's really nice. And then on this shelf over here, I actually fell in love with the rock collection that they had. I recorded a video of their whole rock collection. In case you're curious, I will be posting that next week. And then this is the nice view from the office, which is a view of their front garden and the other annex property. And then now we're actually on the 2nd floor. Towards the end of the 2nd floor hallway, we see the 2nd washer and dryer. And to the left of that, they have their game room, which has its own bathroom and a game room very well stocked with anything you could possibly need and imagine. Here it is. And I really like how this game room really had something for everyone, from kids to grown-ups. So over here to the right, they had a foosball table, very popular, a hit with many people in the house. And then over here, it's more of like the children's area. They had a little children's library, and then a lot of puzzles and toys, had a nice view of the lake. We walked all the way down to the lake, and it was really nice. We saw so much nature as well, like deer and eagles and squirrels and bunnies. And so now, exiting from this first bedroom, we have the stairs to go down to the second floor. So this is the second floor where you see the game room, and then there's like this little like balcony where you can spy onto the living room and the first floor. And now all the way to the back of this hallway, that's where the game room is. But now I'll take you to the other bedroom. So this would be bedroom number 2. And this was actually, guys, this was on the last day. I filmed all of this on the last day that we stayed here. So I'm sorry if the bedrooms are a little messy. We were like rushing to do everything the Airbnb host asked for, like taking out the trash and all that. And so, you know, some of the beds are a little messy and stuff. But so this was one of the bedrooms, and it had a really nice like balcony as well, little terrace with a nice view of the lake. This was the first time I went inside this bedroom. So far I had only, the whole trip I had only been in mine. So I felt a little nosy going inside the rooms that other people used. I tried opening this door, but it was locked, so it's a mystery what was inside. And then over here, there was the private bathroom for this room, which was super nice. Again, this was on the last day that we were here, so we did try to leave everything like nice and tidy as much as possible. And then the shower. I really like their shower with the clear door and sort of like a stool area. By the way, these hosts were super generous with the products. There were so many products, like we didn't need anything. They had shampoo, conditioner, dishwashing soap, yeah, everything you may need. And then look how, like, this is luxury. Their toilet had a bidet. My toilet didn't have a bidet, but then I realized doing the tour that some of the others did. So luxurious. And that's the staircase where we came down from. And then this is bedroom number 3. This is where my husband and I stayed. So I felt more comfortable giving you a tour of this room. This property is super family friendly. They had so many like crib areas or like diaper changing areas, a bunch of extra mattresses and pillows. Everything was like, all of the furniture you see was secured to the wall, you know, for like children's safety and stuff. So yeah, very family friendly property. And then we had a view of the front garden, and this is our bed. I actually had to unmake the bed afterwards because when we read the instructions from the Airbnb host, it said to take all of the sheets off so they know the bed was used. So, and then all of this is theirs. I just thought that was like super generous of them. They just like had chargers all throughout the house. I always travel with my own, but I was like, wow, this is just so convenient.